Welcome. If you have not been with us before, this is week 7 of our Fundamentals for Kids Facebook Live. And I'm Stacy Erickson, co-founder, along with Monica Irvin. And Fundamentals for Kids is a monthly manners subscription box, at which this allows children to learn, practice, and master one manners skill or life skill per month. And we are so excited. We are launching February 1st, and these boxes are so cute. They've got something in it for every kind of learner, and we just know you're going to love them. So today we are talking about this week. This presentation is especially geared toward moms, and a little bit towards grandparents too. We're talking about parent sensitivities or moms' sensitivities around their children's manners. So, I've noticed a funny contradiction. When dealing with most parenting issues, we moms love and welcome advice from other parents. We want to know, how do you get your kids to go to bed? What do you do about biting? How do you handle fibbing? However, there's one topic that moms rarely ask for help with. When it comes to teaching manners, there seems to be this unspoken rule that we neither give nor ask for advice. Why is that? It's such a sensitive issue. It's like if we ask for advice, we think we're telling the world that I'm incapable of teaching my children manners, and so maybe I don't have any. So what do? We guard our perceived ineptitude in secret, thinking that we're going to solve this problem on our own. And then we're going to come out victorious, knowing that there's going to be all these accolades for having wonderfully well-behaved children. Sound familiar? So I have to ask you this. What if someone offers advice to you on teaching your children manners? And especially if it's family. Oh yeah, we moms are offended. We assume it's criticism. We feel like we're being told that something is wrong with our children. We feel like it's a commentary on us and that we must be slacking on the job when, if they only knew how hard we were trying. Or, it might be that we're sensitive to other people evaluating our children. We want to protect them. And we might think, my child has so many wonderful qualities and you're choosing to focus on this. Well, buzz off. And then, of course, there's always a chance that we might not agree with the person who's giving advice. Maybe we don't agree with the way they went about teaching manners to their own children, whether they were successful or not. So, we're left wanting for a solution. And then moms, finally, heaven forbid, we actually go out and purchase help. It's like admitting to the whole world, my children have poor manners. And we practically sneak out with a scarf over our head and sunglasses on. Unless it's etiquette class. There's something more socially acceptable about going to a class with other moms and you all have the same problem and there's sort of commiserating going on. But other than that, we just really kind of sneak around about it. Now you'll notice I did not add dads into that discussion there. And there's a reason for that. Not to stereotype, but I've noticed that dads tend to approach just about any job, parenting or otherwise, in terms of the tools that they can use to master the job. I don't know if you've ever noticed your husband, but he's not afraid to ask a friend, hey, can I borrow your mitering saw so I can create some found molding? And likewise, they're not afraid to say, I want to teach my children great manners, so where are the tools for that? But ladies, be honest. If somebody gave your child a manners game as a birthday present, what would you think? So, what are you saying about my child's manners? And if it was your mother or your mother-in-law, well, that might be grounds for a month of the silent treatment. Moms, let me let you in on a little secret. If your mother-in-law is gifting your child with a manners game, it's probably because she wishes she had had it when she was raising your husband. Think about it. She knows what you're going through. All right, and grandparents, a word to you. If you want to help your grandkids in this area, here are some really important tips. Number one, empathize with the parents. It's so easy to forget how difficult parenting was. And of course, hindsight is always 20/20. Number two, resist being judgmental. It's never helpful. And really, it only causes parents to put up walls against, your well-meaning advice. And number three, if you do gift your children or your grandchildren with resources, games, etc., that help teach manners, you're going to want to preface it with something like, this is something I wish I had had when I was raising my kids. You probably don't need it, but it looked like it would be a lot of fun. And then, follow that up with a genuine compliment. You're doing such a great job. I'm always so impressed with how you, X, Y, Z. And then now, moms, if grandparents do what I just said, try and accept that gift graciously and just know that their hearts are in the right place. And think about it, at least a gift is better than advice that might not coincide with your parenting style. Now, if a mom is brave enough to share her struggles in teaching manners to her children with you, well, then by all means, you can send her a resource. But just attach a note saying, thinking of you. All right, so back to our little darlings. They do not come to us with or without a good manners gene. All children are heathens. It's true. With very few exceptions, every child comes into this world without an ounce of decorum. And, some are going to learn more easily, and some are going to resist. But it's not you. Trust me, it's them. Manners are skills. I know I've said this before, but they are skills just like any other. They have to be learned and they have to be practiced. And just like some children have terrific small motor skills early on, but they can't throw a ball, or other children could do fancy footwork with, a soccer ball, but they can hardly write their name. Developmental readiness really plays a big role. Now, here's another thing that is so important, and I see it coming up all the time. Moms, please do not compare yourself to other moms. If you feel like your peer group is making you feel inferior, you need to go find some nicer moms. And likewise, as moms, let's try not to judge other moms based on their children's behavior. Those moms are most likely trying very hard, and what looks like poor manners to you could be something else going on entirely. We women, we like to think of ourselves as being loving and supportive, but we can also be competitive at times in ways that hurt. And when it comes to our children, we tend to hide their flaws and we tend to flaunt their successes. And no wonder. We are the ones that get blamed for all the mishaps, right? And then we rarely get complimented on our children's accomplishments. So, breathe. We need to get over that. I don't know, you've heard this before, but I really want to reiterate it. The perfect mom with the perfect family and the perfect life, that's not real. Oh no, you think it is? You think she does exist and you're never going to be her? Well, if there is a perfect mom out there with perfect children and a perfect life, there are 3 options. Number 1, reach out to her for advice. And if she's half the mom that you think she is going to be fantastically supportive. And she's probably going to admit that she's not perfect. Number 2, consider that this woman you think is perfect, consider that she's juggling a lot of balls trying to make it all look perfect. And she deserves your compassion because she's trying so hard and she's probably her own worst critic. And then number 3, let's face it, some moms just have more resources than us. They might have more help, they might have more money, they might have more free time. But you know what? That does not mean she's a better mom than you. You can be happy for her that her life is maybe a little bit easier, but do not waste your time comparing yourself. It is apples and oranges. All right. I have to tell you, being in the etiquette and manners field, people often assume that I'm going to be judgmental of their children and of them. But why do you think I got into this business? I struggled just like any other mother. My children were heathens, just like any other child. And sometimes they still are. But I got into this business because I want to help and support parents and children. And I'm not here to pass judgment. Honestly, it took me years to create all the resources that I and now with Monica that we've developed. And I didn't just have them. It took some blood, sweat, and tears, I will tell you. But you know what, Monica and I, we don't want you to have to go through all that. There's no need for you to reinvent the wheel or struggle unnecessarily. We need to stop treating manners and etiquette, or the lack of them, as a taboo topic. It's really not helpful. I hear people complaining all the time, and I'm sure you do too. Kids today just don't have manners the way they used to. Well, by itself, that's not helpful either. What we need is to offer sincere and humble support. We need to make it okay for parents to reach out to each other, to reach out for help. It really should be no different than if our child was struggling with reading or math. So parents, you know, if this speaks to you, and I imagine if you're listening to this today, it probably does, but if you're struggling with teaching your children manners, guess what? You're not hiding it. Bite the bullet. Get some help. You'll be so glad you did. So I have a challenge for parents out there, moms specifically. I would like you over the next week to either, one, share one of your manners struggles with one other adult, or two, ask another parent how they go about teaching a particular manners skill. And I would love, Monica and I would love to hear the results. You can leave them here in the comments section, or if you prefer, you can share them privately. I get that. You can email me at stacy@fundamentalsforkids.com, and that's Stacy with an I, STACI, at fundamentals, 4 is the number 4, kids.com. So I hope you will. This is totally doable. All right, so next week, Monica is going to be discussing how, well, she's going to be giving real life examples of how small changes can improve our lives in really big ways. So I hope you will join us, and I hope you found this helpful. All right, thinking of you, supporting you. We love you, parents, moms. Hang in there. We'll see you next week. All right, bye-bye.